Photographs sometimes aren't that important. We have to question what the photograph is there for, what information is it conveying, and how useful that information will be. And often photographs are used just for padding. My name is Sue King. I am RNIB's Tactile Images and Maps consultant. When you look at a photograph, a sighted person will immediately recognise what the photograph's of. When you're accessing tactile images, that's using the sense of touch. That is a completely different sense to sight. How do we design tactile images? Well, the most fundamental part is that it is actually based on the original image. So we take the original photograph and we use that as the basis to draw our image, our tactile image, on top of it using a computer drawing package. We often add braille labels to help orientate the fingers, and this image has got braille labels on it. Then this produces black and white artwork. This is then copied onto the special swell paper, which goes through a heat machine, which causes the dark areas in the artwork to raise up. When using tactile images, you need extra information to help support the information that you're gaining from your fingers. And by that I mean an audio description or written text in an alternative format like Braille. I mean, when a blind person starts using a tactile image, they can use quite a few different methods to accessing the information. For instance, they might start in one corner and then radiate out, gradually moving and picking up pieces of information. I'm going faster than they would actually. Or they might start in the middle and work out in different directions. Some people might go over it in one go and then start minutely investigating certain areas. It's down to the individual. Typically, they might use two hands because one hand relates to the other as they move across the image. This two-handed technique is rather like two eyes working separately but both together, because one hand can be touching the image while the other's reading a braille label, and it might be that they're actually reading a key then to the braille label. Tactile reading is about how personally you interact with the tactile image. The worst thing you can do is take their hand off the tactile image and then just move it and put it down where you want them to be, because they won't know where they've gone from A to B. They need this fingertip search, so every time they move the fingers, they've got to remember what went before. So if you remove the hand off the page and then just put it down again, they won't know where they are. The blind and partially sighted person actually has to understand how sighted people draw things, because you can't feel perspective with your fingers. The only way that you can understand perspective is for us to put this extra information to actually explain that there's a line that forms the corner of the building. Corner of building, yeah. I mean, that is the full description of that photograph, so it just shows you how much there is. When you've explained that this thick line here is the corner of the building, you've then got to explain that the windows at the front are the same size as the windows at the side, but the windows at the side are going to feel a lot smaller than the windows at the front because you're dealing with perspective. So these are all things that build up the importance of this extra information. If you want to know more about tactile images, there's an article about tactile images and me in the new Source magazine. Now, if you're really interested in experiencing what it's like to read a tactile image, we are giving away 100 tactile images Just send us an email and we'll send one out to you in a brown envelope, an A4 brown envelope like this, but do not open it. There will be a sticker on it which will explain where to go to get information before you open the envelope. If you open the envelope and see what the image is of, you can't go back to not knowing what it is. And the whole idea is to experience this totally by touch. I do hope you enjoy the experience.